special and urgent presentation by ExpatInterview coming at you from Hoi An and Bang Beach. I have an urgent message about Airbnb gone wrong. So let me clue you in on what's happening here. I had rented a place here in Ang Bang Beach for the month of June, and it has been just an absolute disaster. This is the location here that I am showing you in the photographs, and it is a rat-infested unit. I have rats that's been running around in my ceiling, and they have moved me from unit to unit and trying to get the rats out of there. I happen to work in that industry in the past in pest control, and I've explained to them what they need to do, but they don't know what they don't know and pretty much refuse to listen to me, yet I have to live in a rat-infested place. You may ask, why don't I go to Airbnb and tell them? Well, I most certainly did. And I caution you to be very careful if you find yourself in this position. But my original purchase of the rental, when I made payment, was on a credit card several months ago. And before I left the States, I closed all my credit card accounts. So now they refuse to do anything as far as refunding me unless it's to the original account that I made the original payment on. Once again, that account's closed. So the only thing that will happen, as we know from the U.S., if you get a credit against a closed account, the bank, after a while, you'll get a check in the mail. Well, I no longer live at that address. You can't change your address after you've closed the account. So a check will go to that address, and most likely the person who's ever living there now, it's just a rental, will write on the envelope, no longer at this address, or they'll throw it away, one of the two. Ultimately, those funds will go to the state of Florida unclaimed property. And if I'm ever in the U.S. again, I can research that and see if the funds made it back there, and then file a claim against those funds and try to get them. So that's already happened once to me here through Airbnb. I practiced. Yeah, thank you guys. I canceled a stay in the future that was still under the cancellation policy, and it was on that same card. Well, they told me, Airbnb swore up and down, that those funds would go toward the card I had designated as my default payment, not the card of the original purchase. So I said, great. So $543.49 went back to the old card, the closed account. Those funds pretty much are gone forever, like I said, unless I make it back to the U.S. Now, what about the owner of this rat-infested place? She refuses to do any type of a transaction refund outside of Airbnb, which to me is just BS. The review that she's going to get is going to cost her way much more money than whatever Airbnb would do to her for refunding me outside the transaction. I can see her point. It's outside the Airbnb rules and regulations, but come on. Airbnb, they don't give a shit if you're living in a rat-infested place, unhealthy, hazardous conditions, because you can get sick from the rat feces, the dander, and what if they gain access to the room? And they bite, because rats will go up to a sleeping human more so than a awake human, and they will bite them. Rabies, maybe. I don't know. But I forewarn you. As I've said before, Airbnb is the thorn in my side of my travels. I have encountered more headache and hassles and just unsatisfactory business practice in my travels over the last year and a half now. As I said, I'm starting to try Booking.com, but I do have something that's coming up that I think might make a difference. And this is what I've done. I got on Facebook groups that are pertaining to extended rentals, or vacation rentals, and found advertisements on there. I found a location for my trip in Koh Samui in Thailand on Facebook, and exactly what I wanted. Then she asked me for a 5,000 baht, that's like $135,000 deposit. Of course, I felt a little bit funky of just sending somebody 5,000 baht off of Facebook. We know how that goes. And I asked her, do you have an ad on one of the platforms like Airbnb or Booking.com? She goes, yes, I have an ad on Booking.com. Or I'm sorry, Airbnb. I said, can you send me a link for that? So she sent me a link. I found the ad, and I got this idea. I told her over Facebook, I'm going to send you a 4-digit code message through Airbnb. Respond on Facebook Messenger what that code is. This will tell me if the person I'm dealing with in Facebook is the same person that has the ad on Airbnb. Therefore, I would feel safe at sending her the 5,000 baht, knowing it's the real deal. It worked. I mean, I sent her the message. Airbnb would have no idea what's going on with that, and she responded on Facebook with the 4-digit code, and I got on Wise, the money transfer thing, and I sent her 5,000 baht. 3 months I'm booking there in Koh Samui. So that's a way to do it. I mean, you can also use Airbnb to look at places and find the name of the place. A lot of them have the name of their hotel or right on Airbnb. You can go to Google and pull them up and contact them through Google and do the same thing. Link to their website and do the same thing. You don't need to book through these platforms. Oh, and incidentally, my booking in Koh Samui is about $112 a month cheaper by booking through them directly rather than through the blood-sucking, horrible platform of Airbnb. So those are some suggestions for you. The biggest suggestion I can make is this to Airbnb. I mean, forget about it if they haven't stung you yet. It's just a matter of time. So, special presentation here, urgent message. Listen up, folks. Forget Airbnb.